abundance of space. Your yolk sac and the glory of it. It's your nourishment. The back body is your protection. Because eventually you wrap it around you and it becomes the ocean in which you swim. And are still swimming if you do. Take a few moments. Don't be too long. You have the rest of your life. Front body, back body, space between. It opens your eyes. Don't open your eyes. Let the space illuminate your eyes. Out and in. Your yolk sac, created by the movement of your front body. Your amniotic cavity, created by your back body. And you're in between. You're supported. And you have nourishment. Coming out of the space. And this space holds the knowledge. Like if somebody has an organ removed, they don't have the space removed, only the organ, and the energy is still there. It's the space that holds the wisdom, the understanding. So as this is moving into your body and out of your body, not out, in from the dermis and out to the dermis. And it's such a healing thing when you have the opportunity to put your hands on someone when there's a difficulty. And you feel you can make it, you have to remember in yourself first, but you learn it from the other. That energy moving in from the dermis and back. I can't overemphasize the healing power of that. But it takes time to get to the dermis.
So the glial cells are fluid?
The glial cells are a part of the nervous system that has been considered to be glue. Originally, it was the supporting structure of the nerve cells. And they're finding now that they are the ones probably that are repairing, and that one thing that I read that's out there that Tony brought said that there's differences. But one said that 90% are glial and 10% are rounding cells. And because I found a way, or it was given to me, how to heal my nervous system, I'm sharing from that perspective. Not from the literature, but reading the literature, looking for the clues of where the that is done. And everyone shares that journey.
Does this rhythm have its own frequency like this?
Huh?
Does this rhythm
Just say it louder.
Does this rhythm have its own, does this movement have its own rhythmic frequency like the siesta?
You know me, with rhythms, they're always changing. John Eckledge and I disagreed 25, 30 years ago with the craniosacral rhythm. He said it was constant, and I found that it was not constant, and he told somebody, Bonnie and I don't always agree. But because, for me, we have one fluid. It depends on what's happening in the blood, what's happening in everything else, what happens in the siesta. Because I'm not just looking for the rhythm. Yes, there's a rhythm, but don't ask me what the number is that goes through. Just say it louder.
I have a question. So the rhythm that goes through the dermis, but then that goes
Through the whole body, it's going back to its source.
Okay.
Going back to the notochord, coming out, and coming back. So wherever, let's say, the elbow is going out, and now it's coming in. Now it's going out. That's my rhythm, and I can change it there. I changed it. That's what my yellow.
You see anything about the density of it?
It's not a, that, it's not yellow, it's not a, it's that, I can't say it when I do it. Semi-viscous. Huh? Okay, they got it. I don't know.
You know, I know just so little about glial cells, but when you do this movement and what I've read, it's a support. It's really the support for the nerves in the body. So it's what this movement feels like, is that it's viscous moving, supporting, and also helps differentiate and heal the nerves.
My own stuttering. Tony typed something up from the computer that's out there. There's research in this book. There is a book now. Remember they did the second brain book when we were studying that. That it has to do with the synapses of the nerves. It has to do with healing of nerves. And I agree with it. Thank you.
There's just one piece from Tony's, what Tony brought, is that the cerebellum has more neurons than glial, which makes sense in terms of getting all of the, the vertebral patterns functional, but then the brain has much more glial, and they call it waves of calcium, the cascading waves, and that created flash is what's happening in this part of the brain when this part does the rhetoric support.
And I say I disagree.
You disagree with that? Okay.
I'm right and they're wrong. It's just that there was a young girl, we get our information differently. And she came to me when she was 5, and she only had half the cerebellum, and the other half was a very small remnant, so that some of them were saying she only had half. And she came in with her head like this. And I had my hand there, of course, and I could feel energy, so there was energy there. Sometimes there isn't energy somewhere. There isn't. But there was energy, and her mother asked if I thought that she would ever walk without someone really holding her. And I said, yes, I felt so, because she took her first steps in that session or the next one. And she said, why? And I said, because you will do everything possible for her to do so, and she has the resource. And it took 5 years, and not only did her head become, she could eventually bring it to center, but sometimes she went the other way. And I eventually felt structure. There's more to that story, but I'm going to let it go. But I felt very much that I think what I'm feeling, they don't know what it is yet. I think it's not been stained or something, because the glial cells that are in the brain feel one thing, and the glial cells that they talk about don't feel like the same thing. Like if I go to Schwann cells, I feel that. If I go to satellite cells, I feel this, but if I go to this, they don't have a description of that in the literature. So when they say it's not here in the cerebellum, it is in the cerebellum. What I'm feeling, it feels the same as the glial cells basically here. But they're micro, they're macro, they're astro, whatever, they're all these different names. And I would just say that to have real balance here, there's that movement. Otherwise, we are like that. And that's what they're measuring. You always say, did you fall over? You're not measuring quality. So try out the literature. Try on what I'm saying. You'll find something out. This is a community-based approach. Seeds that come out and they grow all different ways. Other seeds come in. I'm tired and I love you and I thank you.
Fine.